Now, today on the show, we'll be talking about something that has sparked curiosity in the heart of Nigerians and would really love to hear your thought on it. We'll be looking at the House Committee on Constitution Review has proposed the creation of 31 additional states, which would increase Nigeria's total states from 36 to 37, to 67 rather, from 36 to 67. The move aims to improve representation, economic development, and regional balance. While supporters argue it will bring government closer to the people and boost development, critics warn that there's a higher administrative cost, strain on federal resources. Now, currently the Southeast has the fewest states, which is 5, while other regions have 6 or more. So the proposal could become one of Nigeria's most significant political reforms. But the question is it viable? Should the House of Reps consider 31 new states? Is it what Nigeria needs at this point in time? Well, the phone lines are open. The question will be displayed on your screen and the phone numbers will display shortly. Before that is done, let's look at a breakdown of the proposed state that was going to be created. Now, in the North Central, they were looking at creating Okun, Okura, Confluence from Kogi, Benue, Ala, and Apa from Benue, and FCT states. In the Northeast, they were looking at creating Amana from Adamawa, Katagum from Bauchi, Savannah from Bornu, and Muri from Taraba. In the Northwest, New Kaduna, Gurara from Kaduna, Tigi and Ari from Kanu, and Kanji from Kebbi. In the Southeast, they had states like Etiti, Orashi, Adada from Enugu, Orlu, and Aba. In the South-South, they had Ogoja from Cross River State, Wari from Delta, Ori and Obolo from Rivers. And in the Southwest, Torumbe from Ondo, Ibadan from Oyo, Lagoon from Lagos, Ijebu from Ogun, Okegun or Ijesha from Oyo, Ogun, and Oshun. Now, these were the extra states that they were looking forward to creating. Like we said, critics have come up with different opinions on it. Some are saying that it's going to put a strain on federal resources, and is it even really viable? And the others are saying, oh, it will boost better representation of people and differences and different communities. But what is your take on it? Do you think this is what Nigeria needs at this time? Can Nigeria sustain 67 states with the current economic challenges we have? We still have some states among the 36 we have that are underdeveloped, that are underfunded, that are facing several challenges, from insecurity to underdevelopment to underfunding, lack of education, lack of schools, lack of hospitals, but to mention a few. Is 37 states viable at this point in time? Can Nigeria sustain an extra 31 states, bringing up the numbers to 67 states? The phone lines are open. Let's hear your thoughts. And also, do you think more states would lead to better governance or complicate administrative process? No, we look at the fact that we consider the local government as something, as a unit rather, that would boost better governance and better representation of the people. But does that mean we need 31 extra states to have better governance, or we're going to see administrative loopholes? Well, let's take our first caller for this morning. Good morning, Shatima. Thank you for joining us this beautiful morning.
Good morning, Lilian. Shatima Yakujima from Maiduguri speaking.
Yes, Shatima, good morning. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Lilian, nobody will dispute that state for creation, it will come with development. This is true. But if you look at state like Yobe, our neighbor, the one that we give back to, if you look at Damaturu, when he was Damaturu, a village, and now transformed to become a city, which is a dividend of democracy. And if you look at Uyo in Akwa Ibom, when Uyo was is a forest village, and now he transformed to city, dividend of democracy. But the truth of the matter is, we ask ourselves, can Nigerian government maintain that additional steps? That's the question that we ask. Even now, we are crying. The government have said they are crying too. that the burden is too much for them. If you have much burden, why are you creating another burden for yourself? And if you can agree with me, there is other said, since from the creation to date, their development is not up to expectation. It's not up to expectation. And if you look at very well, some states that were in existence since time immemorial, they still lack potable drinking water. No smooth road network, no good hospitals, no better education, no good security. Now, yes, you are saying you will want to create another more state, 31 for that matter. It is too much. I without no doubt, I'm not saying that Nigeria doesn't have resources to maintain that state. But is the corruption will allow it? That's the question we ask. Let us please sanitize our nation. Let us bring up the existing state to the level of expectation. Let us build the state to the standard and look at the welfare of the people so that we can talk about creation of more states. If not, this is a mere miracle. We are just deceiving ourselves. This is the sincere speaking. So you see, Lilian, now you can imagine a nation without adequate security, a nation without a standard form of education, a nation without potable drinking water, and yet you are saying you are creating another burden. And we all know, even government themselves, they know that the cost of running government now is too high. It's very, very high. It's very expensive. And you are trying to create another burden. They should look at these things very well. Let us not run faster than our shadow. Let us maintain what we have now, develop them very well before we create another one. That's my text. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Shetima. You have said it all. You know, you've commended it and say no doubt it's going to bring development by giving clear examples to states that have some newly created states, you know, that experience massive development due to democracy and due to the fact that they were created. But at this point, with the way states have been managed and the fact that we still have states that are lagging behind with basic amenities, is creating more state dissolution. Let's take this call from Ade, all the way from the UK. Good morning, Ade. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Lilian. You are not a prophetess, so you don't receive it.
Well, thank you for saying that. I am fine, thank you.
My brother Shetima, he has contradicted himself. He says it's good. Now he says it's not good again.
No, I mean, it could be good or bad.
But what I want to say is this: we don't need any additional state, because creating state is dividing us. I remember when I used to be in Kano. Kano is Kano state. So from Kano, we will go and do contract in Adija, everywhere. But now it's Jigawa state. So when they want to talk, they say Mutumu Kano, Mutumu Adija. So Jigawa. So it's dividing us. We don't want it. If they are craving for development, scrap the state. Let's have 774 local government as a state. Then give the money directly to local government. Let them develop the local. In UK, we don't have a state. We run parliament, it's local government. And look at the development. So let them scrap this 36 state and just concentrate on the 774 local government and give them power, state power. So the fund can go to local government. People can go there and query their local government chairman that what's going on, you have the money, where the development? Those are the closest to people. We don't need state at all, because this state is a corruption. I said it on TV yesterday, not on your own, on the TVC also. I said to them, corruption, they should have ministry for corruption in Nigeria. A single person built 753 estate house in Abuja. They don't know the person, and the things lying fallow there. And in Abuja, they are crying for accommodation. They are suffering for accommodation. And that thing is getting decay. What stop the federal government from selling it or developing and give it to poor people to go and live there. 753, it will never happen in overseas. It's still there in Abuja. Nobody is talking about it. They are talking about state. So God will rescue this country because corruption is a ministry now in Nigeria. God will just save us. So total no for me. No more creation of any state. God bless Nigeria and God bless Trust TV.
Amen. Thank you very much, Ade. God bless Nigeria. God bless Trust TV indeed. Well, at this point of view, you know, there does actually, I would say, it's very different when he's especially on the part of unity and also on the part of creating more local government. And I was going to ask that question. Where would our unity stand at this point in time if we have more states and local government have better access to the people and at the grassroots? Would creating more local government instead of more states or scrapping out the states make any difference? That's from Ade's point of view. But let's also take this call. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hello?
Hello, good morning. Tell us your name and where you are calling from.
Good morning, madam. My name is Mr. Paul. Mr. Paul, I'm calling from Akodi.
Good morning, Mr. Paul. Go ahead. We know that they are creating some extra states from Benue. You have the Allah and Apa from Benue. Benue, Allah, and Apa from Benue. You know, do you think it's something worth doing since you're in Benue?
Oh, thank you for the question. My own take on this matter. Hello, are you with me?
Yes, I am. Go ahead.
My take on this issue, actually, some states needed additional states. That is the fact. But you know, in Nigeria, if an opportunity come out for a particular thing that people should request for, even people that doesn't need it will request for it. There are some states in Nigeria that the highest local government, as in the distance of a local government to the state capital, is not even up to 50 kilometers. That is the state that the local government that is far from the state capital. Talking about the size of some state. But when issues come that people should request, everybody, even people that doesn't need it, want to request. So for that reason, I want to say they should not approve it. Because like the two callers that I've already called on the program, they were talking about corruption. That is the fact. If the state, if more state is created, is to open more room for corruption, open more room for waste of federal government resources that we are managing, that is not enough to cater for the states that are already existing. So I don't think if we are truth to each other, there are states that need to be split. But because some part of the states will tell you they are entitled also and they didn't approve their own. So for that reason, I say they should not approve it.
All right.
That is my take, because it will open more room for corruption.
All right.
Yes,
thank you very much, Mr. Paul. There, you know, you have aligned your thoughts with Ade and Chetima, our previous callers, who have spoken specifically, you know, on corruption and how this would only fuel more corruption if being done. And I also believe, like he said, this is also going to strain the financial coffers of the federal government. Why don't we invest that money into developing the states we already have and turning them into the kind of states we envision them to be, rather than creating more where they would need more resources to maintain. Well, let's take this call. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
This is Abasekong from Gombe State.
Good morning, Abasekong. How is Gombe this morning?
Gombe is relatively calm, cool, calculated.
All right, go ahead with your thoughts.
Sincerely speaking, the three first callers, they have really analyzed the issue, especially Ade and Manan Shetima was in a divergent view. He was tired of having a divided view. So what I have to say is that, sincerely speaking, we are what we represent. We are what we represent. Or we are what we repeatedly do. All of them, they have said rightly. This creation of state, I say N-O, capital N-O, because corruption, there's no way corruption will not come in to be. And that is why creating more states will create avenue for a lot of corruption. Sincerely speaking, why I think they want to create more states is because the inflation indexes dropped to 24.48% after the reverse report by NBS. So the accrued money, the money that will be left behind, that is what they want to eat. And they will not eat it in Jesus' name. They will not eat it. So, I also want to really appreciate our viewers, our esteemed viewers, because I'm part of Trust TV now. My advice to your esteemed viewers and listeners is that be yourself. You can't be anyone else. The best you can be is you. Don't go and commit evil crimes that will demean you, that will cause you to be put to shame, that will deform your character because of the situation in the country.
All right.
All while, the whole world wide, there is challenges. Thank you this morning. God bless Trust TV. God bless everybody in Trust TV, including Nigeria in Jesus.
Amen. Thank you very much, Abasekong. The way he rounded up sounded like Nigeria was in Trust TV. But thank you very much, Abasekong, for that, and also for the call to action you gave our listeners, which I find very valuable at this point in time because of how difficult the country has become. We find people wanting to go any length just to make ends meet. And because of what the society has turned into by glorifying wealth, not questioning where it's gotten from, you find young people going the wrong way, acquiring ill-gotten wealth in disheartening and, very, very disheartening and evil ways just to make money and get that praise. So thank you for that call, Abasekong, this morning. But we're still on the topic. Hello,
the issue of House of Reps to consider that one state in Nigeria.
Yes,
I don't think it will be valuable for us. There are a lot of things that they have to consider that will make our life better more and more, especially in terms of education, in terms of upgrading the current states we are having in Nigeria, 36 states. The way our economy of that state, the way our governors, in terms of infrastructure, education, health sector, and so on and so forth. So let them consider the best way, especially security. Let it be priority. Forget about new states in Nigeria. At this moment, what we need is how to feed our family, how to feed ourselves, how to be able to take our children to school, their shelter, and so on and so forth. So that's what they have to be priority on. But they should forget about the 31 state in Nigeria, because our economy is very, very low in terms of everything. So thank you very much. I remain Nasir from Zamfara State.
Thank you very much, Nasir from Zamfara. He has said all Nigerians want is the ability to feed and take care of their families. Creating more states is only going to divide the resources a lot more and make it difficult for people to survive. I mean, with the current economic reality, is that really the way to go? Now, do you think the creation of these more states would solve the problem of underrepresentation, which is being complained by some certain groups of people in the country and some certain ethnic groups that feel marginalized and underrepresented? Do you think this would be a solution to that? Let's take this call. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you are calling from.
Hello.
Hello, good morning. I can hear you.
Morning, how are you?
I am fine, thank you.
I'm calling from Taraba State.
Okay, your name, please.
My name is James Mashi.
James, please, can you speak up a little so we could hear you?
Yes, well, I'm saying that now, we're hearing the creation of states. As we are saying, the corruption is too much for Nigeria. When we create states, we are creating for our elders, for our leaders. Because the state we are having now, we have to manage it. For the creation of states, we have to create more local government so that to bring down a development in the grassroots. And because where we are in now, because what we are having now, to clearly imagine somebody will having 750 houses in Abuja. No name was mentioned. So for me now, I'm not in support of creating the state. Let's manage what we have. Yes, that is what I'm saying.
All right, thank you very much. James here said, let's manage what we have and let's pool our resources. Thank you very much, James, for your thoughts on the show this morning. We do appreciate your presence with us. Thank you. So James is saying that he'd rather we pool our resources and develop what we have and make it stand out rather than creating more. What I see from this is running away from your problems and creating a temporary, pillow instead of solving the problems you have in front of you. But let's take this call. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Usman Adamu from Kwali Area Council.
Good morning, Usman. How is Kwali this morning?
You are doing fine.
Good to know. Good to know.
My own suggestion is that creation of state is creation of problems. We are talking of local government autonomy. Up to date, we have not finished that one. We are able to get it right. The law is not supreme. If a central, Supreme Court can give verdict and we are not to abide by it, now we are thinking of creating another state. See what happened in Osun State. Please, if the National Assembly, they are out there for the interest of the masses of Nigeria, let's see how this 176 local government and 36 local government can be financed internally on their own. See how problem of the tax reform was linked in Nigeria. Therefore, we should not be a parasite. We should not, today, they say United States aid of this country are financing Boko Haram terrorists, and we keep on looking on to international help. We cannot think of ourselves how we can live within ourselves with our own power, with our own health, with our own thinking. Please, creation of states should not be part of what we are thinking now. In the National Assembly should think how to make a formidable autonomy of these 774 local government and these 36 states, how they can finance themselves sufficiently, and the citizens, the education, health-wise, will be okay. Thank you. Thank you very much there for your thoughts. Still coming from the point of view of every other person, saying that there's a lot on the nation's plate at the moment, and creation of states just won't cut it at this point in time. Now we're going to put a pause on calls while we take our WhatsApp messages. We have a WhatsApp message from Sumaya Abubakar. She said, good morning. The issue of creating more states in Nigeria is a development, and also to decongest the large states to smaller units in order to provide succor to the populace. But here we are, the reserve in the case. In my own opinion, I'm not in support of the fact that some of the existing states were not developed in terms of infrastructural development, and indeed the government were busy siphoning and looting the resources. More so, virtually all the states rely on the federal government allocation to survive. Again, creation of states brought about conflict between minority clan and majority clan, and the issue of domination and marginalization here and there. So I'm not in support of the creation of more states in Nigeria. Let's manage the existence one. That is from Rabo McAfee from Kefi. All right, thank you there, Rabo. And this is from Mohammed Usmat Suleiman. He said, good morning, Ms. Lilian. You're doing well, thank you. The House of Representatives' decision to create an additional 31 states is not very great. The idea of solving Nigeria's problems, given the pressing issue of corruption and rampant insecurity that Nigeria currently faces. Rather than diverting resources to state creation, lawmakers should concentrate on addressing the critical challenges, focusing on tackling insecurity, fighting corruption, improving infrastructure, and reforming the economy are essential for fostering stability and paving the way for sustainable growth in the country. Prioritizing these areas would lead to a stronger, more united Nigeria. Thank you very much to Mohammed Usmat from Jalingo. Now we also have, good morning, sister. Actually, the issue of creating
additional states is not our need in Nigeria right now, because even the ones we have is not managed properly by the federal government, and trying to create another one, in my own opinion, does not make sense for the country. Nigeria is at the current situation of hunger, and there are situations going on in the country everywhere. Well, he didn't put your name there. Now we have this from Rabo. He said the creation of more states is not a welcome development. The existing ones are not properly taken care of. So please, National Assembly needs to kill the motion urgently. God bless Trust TV from Rabo McAfee in Kefi. Now this is Ado Franklin texting from Uzo in Enugu State. He says we don't need more states for now because we are managing out of hunger through the nation. Please, may I bring it to the notice of the National Assembly that even 70,000 minimum wage that the federal government asked for agencies and MDAs have not been paid, and even some commissions, and they are talking of states. God bless Trust TV. Thank you very much for that. And we have the final message. Good morning, Madam Daybreak. Oh, wow. I am of the opinion that 31 states should be crushed, leaving the 774 local governments to leaving 774 local governments. Yes, thank you very much for that. He said that's from Aliyu Mohammed, saying that the 31 states should, just like Ade suggested, that 31 states should be crumbled and let us manage local governments, which has proven to boost grassroots representation. Creation of states, will it divide Nigeria or unite Nigeria more? We saw Rabo McAfee there saying that the division in Nigeria, it is the creation of states in the first place that brought about marginalization and regionalization, and people saying that they are being marginalized. So would creation of states, more states, also include that, or would bring about the inclusivity that they are pushing for? Nigerians are citing administrative problems and corruption. Are the National Assembly putting all of this in place? No doubt there might be some certain advantages to it when it comes to easy representation of people and every other thing, but we still have states that are dependent on federal allocation and are not able to even boost their own internal revenue generation. What's the guarantee that more states would be able to handle that? Let's take this call. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hello, I'm Ilya Gambar from Bauchi.
Good morning, Ilyas. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Huh?
Go ahead, I can hear you. Please turn down the volume of your TV set and talk to us through your phone.
Okay.
Do we still have the caller on the line? All right. Seems we've lost that. Please do well to turn down the volume of your TV set and talk to us through your phone. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Daniel from Jalingo.
Good morning, Daniel from Jalingo. Go ahead with your thoughts.
First of all, I want to commend you people for your job well done in the coverage of the coronation taking place that have taken place in Adamawa State.
Thank you.
Your team have done a very good job. I watched throughout the programs. So, good job to you guys.
Thank you.
Then my takes on the creation of states. The politics is becoming hotter for the elite. We have more former governors. We have more former senators. We have more former local government chairmen. We have more speakers, former speaker of House of Assembly, former senator. So issue of resource control within the locality where they are is becoming hotter for them. Because no more of godfatherism. If you think you are a former governor, I'm also a former governor. So what is the way out now? They now try to sneak in this issue of creation of state so that the heat up will reduce when they go to do their so-called stakeholders meeting where they normally share the poor people resources to themselves. So we are saying no to that conspiracy theory. I support that guy that said they should crush 31 states and leave the 774 local governments. Because it is proven, there is a empirical study that shows that if you see what local governments are doing in 80s to early 90s. In fact, going down like in my state here, most of the development that took place in the various local government are done mostly in 80s and 90s, where people checkmate the works of contractors. There are a lot of buildings that are still standing that are constructed around 80s, 90s. So please, that conspiracy theory will not work. If it comes to public opinion, even if they succeed, when it comes to public opinion, some of us will come out boldly and oppose it. So that is the main reason why if they are talking of, if that thing that they are talking of, what do you call it, fear of domination, is exactly what they are thinking. So we say no to it. That is it. My regards to Fatima, Sunday, and the other lady,
Sumaya,
and the team behind the scenes there.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Daniel, for that. Daniel is of the opinion that rather than creating more states, they should collapse the states and leave it at local government level to enhance and boost grassroots development, which is what we've had a couple of callers talk about this morning. Let's take this call. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Good morning. Can you hear me? All right. Seems our caller there is struggling to reach out there to us. Hello. Good morning. All right. We might have to let you go, so we'll give room for other callers to contribute this morning. The phone lines are open. The numbers are displayed on your screen. Send us a WhatsApp message. Call in. The question is, should the House of Reps create additional 31 states? Should the House of Reps consider the 31 new states? Let's hear your thoughts on that, and we'll be here to talk to you. We spoke about economic viability, administrative efficiency, representation and equality. Would all of this be any different with the creation of new states? Let's take this call. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. All right. Please, can you turn down the volume of your TV set and talk to us through your phone?
Hello.
Please, can you turn down the volume of your TV set and talk to us through your phone?
Hello. Hello.
I can hear you. All right, please do well to turn down the volume of your TV set. It creates a distortion here that is uncomfortable for us. You would definitely not be hearing us because you would want to focus on hearing yourself. If you want to hear yourself and pride in how well you sound, do well to join in our live stream or check our YouTube channel for, and catch up with the conversation through the course of the day. But for now, turn on the volume of your TV set and talk to us through your phone, and we're here to listen to you. The phone lines are still open. Good morning. Yes, I can hear you.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
I am fine, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm Mr. Odo, Franklin Sunday, not Odo. I've started on this program. Yes, you are doing a wonderful job.
Thank you, Mr. Odi.
Yes. These people of National Assembly, I think they don't have another job doing that place any longer. Some of us last time this time around talking of scripting of state governors, so I take part of the channel to local government chairman. I'm not which is a day or which person from Borno State. What we needed to do is for us to track our politicians. Last time I was watching a Trust television, they were showing what is happening in Kaduna State, how the Obasanjo is performing. And I know Obasanjo is not from United Kingdom. It's from Nigeria. It is for people to know the son and daughters they gave birth to and know the type of responsibility they have to assign to such for proper delivery. This corruption, people are shouting today. Some people engineered it. Some people supported it at the beginning, but now it's not disturbing every person. That's why people are shouting corruption. Formally, if you come to tell someone, this is your brother is doing this, you say, forget it, he's my brother. If the other person talk, make the person do what he likes. It's not done that way. People should be patriotic. Should see this country and know that this country is their country and there's no place they are running to. I don't believe that National Assembly should be talking about 31 states out of 36 and FCT. So it will be having up to 60-something states.
is uncalled for. It's uncalled for. Where are they driving this platform? When we cannot boast of producing anything of our own in this country, we don't have power of dollar exchange rate. Nothing is being moved that even to peak is not being produced in this country. They don't talk of it. They don't think of industrialization. They don't think of mass youth unemployment that is deadening the country with insecurity. They don't think of creating an environment for other foreign partners to come in and establish here and invest in our country, employ our youth, and so that they will not have much trouble as they are being kidnapped and other things on the road. Today, somebody cannot. I have this saying that even to come from your house to your office is always a problem for you now. But you know that I used to travel from north to the east. Once the car starts moving, you start sleeping. Like myself now, I said this is my 27 years I left Gombe State to 29 years. I can't go to Gombe State again today. And from this is all making mistake. Because of fear of unknown. Unless through flight. And where is the money for me to take flight? So this National Assembly people, I don't even know. Even when they get, I don't know whether there's a coffee or I don't know, or tea they used to serve them. Once you get there, once they serve that tea or coffee, your brain will turn around. You will not forget from where you come from. Some of these people are saying that ticket drivers who just won election this 2019 because of P2B. The breeze of P2B just touched some of them and they were there. Can't they even say no to this type of gang up? And all of them were there sitting there. I used to watch them when they did that plenary. A lot of them is coming home. That God who promoted them can still bring them back if they think that Nigerians. You know, some children don't eat to school this time around, and they don't even have hope of eating when they come back from school. Do you know the crisis between the parents, the husband and the wife now because of this type of situation in the country? And people is talking about creation of state, and they're not talking about free education. They're not talking about free medical services. They're not talking about free transportation to places people are going to work because of the problem we're facing, because of the what is it called, the first something removal they did. They're talking about creation of state. And let's watch and see how it's been.
All right.
It's not every policy or every program that somebody plans to do that always see the light of the day. Thank you. God bless Talk TV. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you.
You guys doing a wonderful job. Keep it up.
Thank you very much.
God must redeem us out of this trouble. Thank you very much. I remain frankly in Odu.
Thank you very much.
There's no R. No H.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Franklin Ode, for that. Now he's of the yes, Frank. In as much as God will save Nigeria, and we're hoping for God to come and save Nigeria, God has given the people the will. You can recall your senator. There are ways to go about that. You can recall your lawmakers. There are ways to go about that. All you need to do is keep yourself informed, follow the right process, and have the people work with one heart, one mind, and resist corruption and bribery. You can vote. Your vote does count. If it does not count, they will not want to buy your votes. That is one thing we should know. Let's take this call. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Please, can you turn down the volume of your TV set? Thank you.
I'm Good Heart calling from Plateau State.
Good Heart from Plateau. Thank you for joining us now. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Really, I thank God for being opportune this morning to be connected to you. Lilian, God bless you.
Thank you very much, Good Heart.
Please, there's something I want to say, starting out. Having known that some states were very bold enough to come out and tell us that they cannot pay 70% minimum wage upon what they are receiving from the central body as the federal government. And some from that part are still opening their mouth because they are called to represent and say creation of state. Apart from Lagos, that's making us proud. And then Kaduna that is trying, not blazing up. River State that's trying. Apart from Lagos and River State, other states are just, is only their state I will talk of. I'm not from that place. Now you can see the governor, they have power, steady right, I say they're not in Nigeria, you know. That's one of the smaller states created that are making great exploits. I can't imagine people because they have some people saying they are marginalized, so create more states for us because some are 7 states, some are 6 we are 5 or so. Maybe they just join force. Those people clamoring for creation of 31 states is just for their own selfish ambition. Because they want to go there and become governors, and their children become reps and the senators in those places. So what I'm saying is that better having the state going to regional government or having more local government and forget about that state section, because it's not even helping us. Apart from 2 or 3 states that are just trying in this country, others are not. So I am of the opinion that I know even the tinubu government cannot create state, one state. It's not possible. If it's military government, you can say they can use because it is not democracy. But going, looking at the set of things, even if the National Assembly passes it, Tinubu will dump that document. He will not sign it. So the allocation he will bring up for those states, where will he generate? We are still borrowing excessively. But the fact is this: for somebody to express his opinion is not a problem. Because of the clamor of some states, so others have to join the class to make sure they frustrate the whole thing. But I am of the opinion, if you come now, see some parts, even in Middle Belt, where I've been all over, there are places that if you look at how it is, you'll be saying, oh, let's consider them, or Southern Plateau, or Kaduna South, or so. But you can't consider this because some heavily minded, selfish politicians are there to clamor and frustrate the effort of these people. If you are coming to Eastern Side, I've been there often, clamoring that they have 5 states. And some of the states, majority of them are making up anyway, but I know it's not possible for Tinubu government. That is the democracy of our type in Nigeria, not the American copy that we claim to copy. So I am of the opinion that the states will rather be scrapped. We go to regional governments. So that we have more local government that we attend to our needs, than having more states that unscrupulous elements will go on to invade and cheat policies. Thank you, Lilian, and God bless you. God bless Nigeria, Trust Television, and good-spirited Nigerians. May God bless them all.
Thank you very much, good heart. God bless you too for airing your opinion on the show this morning. We still have states that are fully dependent on the federal government for allocation. We have most states are struggling to boost their internal revenue generation, and all of this put together questions the intention of the Senate and the House of Representatives towards the creation of more states. What plans do you have actually for these states that have been created? Are they going to do something different than what these ones are already doing? This is a question Nigerians are asking, and we really hope that the considerations of Nigerians will be put at the forefront of this decision making, and we hope the Nigerians will be represented duly at this point in time. Well, we've come to the end of this segment.